How to tame a wild horse in the Legend of Khiimori. First things first, you need one thing if you're going to be taming wild horses, and that is animal lures. Animal lures can be crafted. I was able to craft some at career rank 2, but they can also be purchased from this merchant. It's this herder Guy merchant who is east of Tav. You will need one cowberry, one cloth, and one raspberry in order to craft the animal lures. The berries can be found and the cloth can be purchased at merchants. I'd recommend having a few animal lures before attempting to tame, just in case the first lure doesn't work. Next, you will need to find a herd of wild horses. A lot of the ones in the grassland area of the map is Mongolian horses, so these are pretty common. However, you can actually find Fergana mixes and Limousin mixes out there in the farther regions of the world. I found these Limousin mixes southwest of Jochi, and I found Fergana mixes south of Shaman Altani but north of Tului. I've yet to find wild Akaltekis though, but if I do hear about them, I will put their location in a pinned comment. Once you have an animal lure selected, hold down the right mouse button to aim and left click to throw the animal lure down somewhere near the horses you want to tame. I'm not quite sure if it's a bug, but sometimes I'll throw a lure down and the horses won't immediately be interested, so if this is the case for you, I'd advise throwing down another one. You'll know you're in the taming minigame when a heart appears above the horse's head and it tells you what breed it is. What you want to do is approach the horse, but still stay a short distance away. Once you're in front of the horse, you will see that the heart will go up once you're in that nice sweet spot of a distance, and you want to follow the horse as it moves. Just make sure that you don't get too close to it, as that will slow down your progress. Once the heart is full, the horse will approach you and you will be able to pet it. Of course, the moment I'm filming, it's bugged, but I'm sure in a couple of days, hopefully this will be fixed. Once you've concluded petting, you will get the option to send the horse to a stable or release it. If you send it to the stable, it will teleport to the nearest stable and the map will automatically open up and show you where that is. Once you get to the stable where your wild horse is located, you will have to swap it out for the horse that you are currently riding. You can ride the horse and check on its skills and also its gene set. I won't lie, the skills are pretty subpar for most of the horses. However, I do think this actually makes sense since these horses are wild and not really trained or bred for human tasks per se. The one real benefit these horses have though is it's an easy way to get a chestnut, black, or bay horse without any additional dominant genes being present. Some suggestions I have include making the horses a little bit more difficult to tame once the tutorial is completed for taming a horse. I also think adding some quote-unquote misbehavior for the wild horses once under saddle would be neat given that they were recently tamed. What I would like added the most though is rare or exclusive dominant genes that can only be found in the wild populations of horses on the map. This would incentivize players to go looking for these rare genes and breed them into their own string of horses. That concludes this tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching and let me know if you have any questions.